Bayou Vermilion flows from St. Landry Parish all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, and at one time served as a major smuggling route for pirates and others smuggling goods into the city of Lafayette. Today there are much more legitimate enterprises along the river named for its red or vermilion color. This week in Louisiana Agriculture's Avery, Davidson now shows us the efforts to keep Bayou Vermilion clean is also helping to preserve the agrarian way of life of the early Cajuns.
A slow ride in a bateau down the Bayou Vermilion can be quite educational.
The town of Lafayette used to be called Vermilionville.
Guides like Steve Chandler share with visitors from as close as Houston and as far away as Nigeria the rich history of this bayou. Today, Vermilionville is a place where visitors can step back into the past to see how the Acadians lived after the British exiled them from Nova Scotia in 1755. Greg Guidros is the Recreation and Education Coordinator for the Bayou Vermilion District, which runs Vermilionville. He says there is a close tie between the first people to settle here and this body of water.
The Acadians and Creoles were definitely living close to the land, agrarian lifestyle as well as a maritime and fishing lifestyle, right? So the Bayou Vermilion is actually the integrating unit of both the culture and the environmental aspect of the Lafayette Parish Bayou Vermilion District.
Guidros says it's the job of the Bayou Vermilion District to protect the quality of this waterway, but in the process, the district also protects the culture.
They don't exist without each other.
If you couldn't tell from the accent, Guidros is a Cajun. He's from Brobridge, just east of Lafayette. That means he learned some of the lessons taught by people who used to live in these houses, including the secret to longevity.
My great-grandmother, her sister was Tante Pouzeau. Tante Pouzeau was a traiteur, and she lived to the ripe old age of 95. And one day, someone asked her, said, "Tante Pouzeau, how do you survive to the age of 95? You know?" And Tante Pouzeau was like, "Mesha, it's easy. You just eat what's in season."
To teach others to eat with the seasons, Vermilionville started its seed to skillet demonstrations, with the next one coming up on the winter solstice, December 21st.
We focus on different crops that you would be using, cooking with. In the springtime, we did a demonstration of making a green gumbo, right? So you'd be using a lot of the winter greens.
There is also a healer's garden surrounding La Maison Acadienne. You heard Guidros call his Tante Pouzeau a traiteur. That's Cajun French for a healer. Well, this is the kind of garden Tante Pouzeau would have grown with healing plants like groundsel brush, used to treat respiratory problems and the flu.
A lot of these plants were known for many years by the natives, by the people who have been living around the area for quite some time. Modern medicine has basically taken it and made it easily accessible to the masses.
To keep this garden accessible to visitors, the LSU Ag Center's Lafayette Master Gardeners maintain the plants. The Bayou Vermilion District also sends clippings to the Pennington Biomedical Center in Baton Rouge, where researchers are looking for a cure for diabetes. But that's not the only way the Bayou Vermilion District is trying to save the agriculture of the past. Guidros says he's working with the Cultural Research Institute of Louisiana, better known as CRIE.
And the focus of CRIE is to go out and find heirloom seeds that the Acadians and Creoles would have actually been growing in their gardens, right? And to keep these old strains alive, right? Because as we become more modernized, lots of us are becoming disconnected from that tradition of actually growing our own food.
And to think, all of this started with the effort to keep this bayou clean.
At some point, we're all connected to the bayou, right? None of us are immune to the effects of bad water quality, right?
It's the kind of conservation that keeps the Cajun culture alive. In Lafayette, I'm Avery Davidson for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
If you would like to learn more about the Bayou Vermilion District or Vermilionville, you can click on over to our website at twilatv.org.